there's a lot we don't know about the Chainsaw Man anime, and I'm not very happy about that. So I'm making a video talking about what we do know and what we don't know about the new Chainsaw Man anime. So if you're interested in this and you want to hear me rant about other Chainsaw Man content or other manga / anime content in general, please leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. Best way to keep in contact with me and see every video I make. Just hit that red button down below. It'd be very appreciated. So the last chapter of Chainsaw Man came out over a year and a half ago, and with its ending we found out two things: that there was going to be a part 2 to the manga, and that the part 1 was getting an anime release, which everyone was very excited about, including me. But then basically an entire year went by without any information, and then more recently we've got a PV, a preview trailer of the anime, and it was basically just a pre-animated content that honestly doesn't really reflect the end content of the anime. It's just kind of saying, hey, we're making stuff, don't worry, we're making stuff, and that's about it. So let's start there. The anime is going to be created by the crazy studio Mappa. Now Mappa is just a juggernaut when it comes to making animes. They are basically trying to make every single manga adaptation of an anime that comes out for like the next decade or something like that. They made Attack on Titan season 4 parts 1, 2, 3, and 5, since it's just not ending. They're doing Jujutsu Kaisen, they're doing Chainsaw Man, they're doing just so much, and it's amazing. The only thing is that when you look at these great series that they're doing, they are all done different art styles, different animation styles, different ways the animes are drawn or colored, and different amounts of CG mixed in with a bunch. So it's kind of hard to say, oh, Mappa is so great, they're goated, when everything that they create looks entirely different to the last thing they created. Like, you can't say that's made by Mappa. All you can say is that that's done well, but you can't say that's made by Mappa. So hearing that Chainsaw Man has got that studio, the studio picked up Chainsaw Man, it's great. It's great to know, but it's not much to go off of. When it comes to really solid, solidified, like 100% correct information about the Chainsaw Man anime, that's all we know. When it comes to voice actors, the music behind it, like the openings and endings, when it comes to just all the fine details, even the release date, we have no information, which is why a lot of the Chainsaw Man community is very restless right now, because it should be coming out soon. So let's talk about that. When is the anime coming out? Well, since we know that it's going to be being released by Mappa, we can kind of guess, because a lot of their shows, at least the hit shows, Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, they had a fall release, like October, November slated releases. So it's pretty, the general consensus was Chainsaw Man's gonna get an October release. Now I thought we would at least hear something, get a trailer last October. So we're in May right now, so that means the anime should be coming out in about 5 months. So for what we know, that means hopefully the anime is coming out in 5 months, which is great, it's awesome, but we still don't have a trailer. Now I think it's something like trailers usually come out 3 months in advance, so we still have some time. We're gonna hear about more news this summer, but we have to wait, which waiting just breeds a lot of speculation. So let's go over some of the things we don't know about the anime release. So a lot of this information is coming from a Twitter account that I follow, Dingy Release. They track a lot of the information, mangakas and editors for both manga and animes, and when new information comes out, they're pretty on top of it, or retweeting or giving the breakdown on their account. So if you want to hear more Chainsaw Man news, go follow him. They're great. So looking at this thread that they posted back in April, he listed some information about what the things we don't know. First off, he lists that we don't know about the voice actors of the anime, which for me, it's not a big thing. I'm subbed all day, of course, and yes, if the wrong voice actor takes a character on, it can be pretty annoying, but I already have my set voices for these characters from reading the manga. Same thing happened in books. So since I already have what the characters sound like, I'm just gonna put that over the sound of the voices, the Japanese voices anyway. It's just my headcanon don't at me about it. So I've heard a few things. I've heard like the voice actor from Demon Slayer, the voice actor that does Tanjiro's voice might be in the series somewhere. The voice actor that does Bakugo might voice Denji, which actually would be kind of a cool fit. And I just heard a few different things, and I personally don't really care. Whoever's gonna be, they'll be great at it, I'm sure. Opening and ending artists, which is very important, because if you look at YouTube and look up Chainsaw Man openings or endings or OSTs or whatever, right now it's gonna be a mix. Mainly it's gonna be like rock music, and for a lot of it, it fits the aesthetic of Chainsaw Man, like a heavy metal type aesthetic. Now that's not my type of music by choice, but it would work. Do I think that they're gonna do something like that? Probably. The rock scene in Japan is in Asia in general is pretty heavy. It's that and pop and rap right now, so I think it's gonna be like that. But again, it's not the end all for me. Most OSTs and openings, it takes a few episodes for me to vibe with them, so I don't really care who it is, because I don't know any Japanese artists like that, so it doesn't really matter. Key visuals, which is really important, because Fujimoto, the mangaka for Chainsaw Man, has a very distinct art style that you really haven't seen before. It's really, I wouldn't say rugged, it's more raw, I guess you could say. If you look at, what is that, the Uzumaki, that manga, if you've read it before, it's very heavy on the line detail, and Fujimoto is similar to that. It's very heavy on the line work, and that's going to be kind of weird translated to an animated form, but it can definitely be done. Trust me, from all the fan art I've seen, it can definitely be done in a very nice way. So again, I'm not really worried about it, but yeah, we have not seen an official like poster or like piece of artwork, like sketches of any of the characters yet, which for some people is worrying, but for me it's like I'm just waiting for the release. I don't want any leaks, I don't want any spoilers. I just want it to come out and I want to enjoy it, because I know no matter what I am going to enjoy it. And of course we haven't found out about the trailer, which yeah yeah, for Americans it must be really heavy, because it's like you get a trailer, the first thing you get is a trailer. You get a trailer like a year in advance in some things. On most things nowadays, especially when it comes to movies, you get a trailer, like they get on a set one and they film stuff for the trailer, which is insane, because a lot of stuff from trailers nowadays aren't even in the movies, which is stupid. When it comes to Japan though, in anime, they'll give you a trailer like a week before it comes out, and they're like, yo, you're gonna watch it, you already know what this is. Basically, for Japanese animes that are based off of mangas, the manga was the trailer. You know what to expect. Now it's all to say, hey, it's out, you can watch it here at this time, and people are just supposed to watch it, which I don't think a lot of Americans understand when it comes to Chainsaw Man, but that's fine. So I expect the trailer to release about 3 months before the anime comes out, which is plenty of time for people to get all hyped up for it online and be like, set the clocks to say, hey, it's premiering on this day at this time, I'm gonna make sure I'm home to watch it. Now the few other things that Denji Unleashed put in his post was that we don't know the exact release date and we don't know the episode count, which is why I'm going to go to another post they did. Denji Unleashed posted something, a leak was floating around from a pretty reliable source saying that Chainsaw Man is going to have 2 cores. Now, as a person who hasn't really dived deep into Japanese or anime like release stuff, like episode counts, and I didn't know what 2 cores meant at first. How many sections the anime is going to have. So 2 cores means anime on like Netflix or something, and the show is broken up into 2 seasons, like season 1, season 2. There's a season 1, it's a story arc, like beginning, middle, and end. And at the end of the first season, it's like, oh, a cliffhanger to make you want to watch season 2. But if you watch anime on Netflix, that doesn't happen. The end of season 1 literally just continues into the beginning of season 2. That's because Japanese, they do it a little bit differently. Most of the animes are split up into cores. So first core would be like 12 episodes, and then the second core would be another 12 episodes, encompassing a 24 episode series. So since they're like book of manga, chapters roll over from one to the next. Same thing with the anime. First episode rolls into the second episode, and there's no real cliffhangers like other forms of media. So 2 cours is just that. It's saying that this anime is gonna have this many episodes. It's usually 24 to 26 episodes, which is a pretty good amount for Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man has 97 chapters in it. So off the bat, having 24 episodes means you can get through a good quarter to half of the story. Because if you didn't know, the ideal pacing adaptations from manga to anime is 2 chapters per 1 episode, because it just makes sense. So if you have 97 chapters, basically 100 chapters, 50 episodes would be ideal, which means that there's a few things that the Mappa could do. If the first slated section of Chainsaw Man is 2 cours, meaning it would run most of the fall season and into the winter season. That means that either in October, they're gonna run through half of the manga. We'll wait a year, and next October, 2023, or maybe 2024, who knows, we'll get the second half of the anime, second half of the manga, and we'll be good. We'll have a full story, which kind of sucks because we've already waited 2 years for the anime to come out for 1 season, just to have to wait another 2 years for the season 2. But that's just the initial thought process. We don't know for sure. But this is where Denji Unleashed gave me an idea that I didn't really think about at first. And they say this: a straight 2 cours just doesn't seem like enough, and the people thinking it is really have Chainsaw Man's pacing confused because of the memes. In my head, they probably adapt 2 cours up to the end of the Bomb Devil arc, then do a movie on Assassination arc and adapt the final 20-something chapters in a short second season, 8 to 10 episodes, would work perfectly in this scenario. So what they're saying is that 2 cours, 24 to 26 episodes, isn't enough to do the entire manga, which I 100% agree with. That's just not possible. Yes, some of the fights are fast, but at the same time, some of the beginning fights, they last what, 1 to 2 chapters, maybe 3 chapters, which when it comes to boil it down to an anime, a 2 to 3 chapter fight without filler or BS like that is like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes tops. So it takes up half the episode, which means that the pacing would be really weird, like they say. But if you do it like this, if you say you spread it out, you do more details, like do more beautiful panning shots of Japan for the anime, you can do 1 to 2 cours, 24 so episodes, and get up to the Bomb Devil arc. And the Bomb Devil arc is the end of it is 52 chapters into the story, which is halfway through the story. After the Bomb Devil arc, they'll probably take a year and turn the Assassination arc, which is big arc of Chainsaw Man. It's really where most of the starting fans got hyped up and told all their friends to read the manga, and it's just a really dope arc. If you haven't read it, watch some of my videos, you'll see, or go ahead and go read the manga. But it takes up like a good 10 to 20 chapters, which is basically a good enough content to make a kind of a short movie. And as we know, Mappa likes to make movies. Look at the Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 0. Look at Demon Slayer movie. Anime movies are doing really well. So it makes sense for them to want to cash in on that and do a movie on Chainsaw Man, which I've not ever gone to see an anime movie in theaters. The theater in my city, they do them. I've just never said, I've always said, I'll wait. But if Chainsaw Man had a movie, I'm gonna be there day one. I'm gonna be in line with all the other weeaboos to watch it, and I'll bite that bullet and enjoy it. So yeah, they'll probably take up the Assassination arc and probably the Hell arc, which is basically the same arc, and then from there they'll just basically leave the final bit of part 1 to be animated, which I'm fine with that. But that means that we're going to have 3 to 4 years of Chainsaw Man anime to look forward to. Because if first season or first section comes out in October and it goes for basically the full season, maybe bleeds into the winter season, which would be amazing. And then give it a year and a half, they make a movie about the hypest part of the story, end of 23, probably the spring of 2024, we'll get a movie. And then in the end of 2024, if not 2025, we'll get the next season, which They say here it will probably be a short 8 to 10 episode season. What I'm thinking is that by then we're gonna have part 2 of the manga already out, and we're gonna be enjoying that. So probably they're going to make it a 12 episode core, or for one season, whatever you want to call it, and continue to making the anime into part 2 of Chainsaw Man, which I haven't talked about at all this episode. We also have heard nothing about. The predictions also say, yeah, it'll probably come out same time as the anime, October to December, which, yeah, that makes sense, especially when you're gonna have one of the hypest animes of 2022 is gonna come out. You're gonna have to release the manga as well. That's just how the money moves. But what do you think? Do you think all this makes no sense at all? Do you think I was just rambling for no reason at all? You let me know in the comments down below. Or if you think I'm spot on and Dingy Unleashed is spot on, why don't you follow us? Go follow them on Twitter. Follow me here and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or go over to Twitter and follow me there, or do both. I don't care. But that's it for me today. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you didn't like the video, let me know down in the comments, because I love helpful feedback. But yeah, this has been Alex. Thanks for watching. Peace.